Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I just sent out an email newsletter yesterday that I shared how I cope with life's ups and downs and the stresses that are placed upon us. Obviously, with mental health being forefront of everyone's mind last week and this week, I just wanted to share how important my lifestyle is to me. I really believe and feel that my lifestyle is my lifeline, and without it, I really struggle. So, of course, this video is not in any way meant as replacing a doctor or a therapist or anything else. Um, I of course know that at times additional help and support is needed, and I urge you to seek it if you do need it. But I also know for myself, and I've had therapy on and off since I was a child, so I do know the value of therapy, but I also know so much for myself the importance of my lifestyle and how much it helps me to feel more grounded, more stable, more content. And it's not difficult things. It's just things that I do that help me to know that I've got my own back, that I'm taking care of myself, because I really believe that we have to do that for ourselves. As mothers especially, we're giving so much out. We've always got demands on us. We've always got pressure on us. There's always, something else we could be doing for someone else. But if we don't show up for ourselves first and foremost, then no one else is going to do it for you. I mean, even if you're really lucky and you've got a mum who is always there for you and super supportive, still nonetheless, there's nothing like having your own back. There's nothing like being there for yourself so that you can rely on yourself. You can depend on yourself. And then whatever happens around you, because there will always be ups and downs in life. There will always be things that stress us out. There will always be times where, life is chaotic or sad or, hard. And I'm not belittling any of those things. Life can be super hard. I don't need to tell you that. And also sometimes we need to also put that in perspective and also see our blessings and recognize all the good that we have as well. But for me, my lifestyle, like I said, my lifestyle is my lifeline, and it really, really helps me. And I notice it when I'm not able to show up in the same way as I would normally. I can see the difference that it makes in my mood, in my energy, in my mindset, in so many different ways, in what I want to eat, So anyway, I'll share with you the 5 tips that I use daily, or almost daily, to help support me. The first is going to be no surprise, but it's meditation. So meditation, what I love about meditation is that it gets us out of our head and into the present. And so lots of people have tried meditation and they come and they say, Miranda, I can't do meditation. I'm just no good at it. I have too many thoughts. The thing is, we will always have too many thoughts. Like, no one's ever not going to have thoughts. I don't think, maybe some monks who've been meditating for decades, or maybe the Dalai Lama, maybe they do have no thoughts. But for most of us, we're gonna have thoughts all the time, because that's the job of the mind. What we do is we teach ourselves that even though we are experiencing thought, even though you might be sitting in meditation and you have a thought, oh, I need to order whatever cucumber on the shopping list, I need to buy Jimmy some new socks, whatever it might be, these are the thoughts that come up, right? Whatever it might be, what we're teaching ourselves in meditation is that despite the fact that the thought is there, we're not going to give attention to it. We're not going to be pulled out of the present. So it's not that the thought isn't there. It's just that as soon as we notice that we've had the thought, we draw ourselves back to focusing on, normally the breath is the tool that we use to help keep us focused on the present, but it can be other things too. But simply what we're doing is we're teaching ourselves that even though we have a thought, we don't need to give our attention to it. And this is like strengthening a muscle, and like any muscle, we have to strengthen it in order for it to be strong. And what happens is when you're practiced at this, is that in real life, when you're not in meditation, when you have a thought about something, like, you have a thought that about something bad, something negative, or a judgmental thought about yourself or someone else, like that thought might come, but you also won't give it any airtime. You know how to because you've practiced, you've strengthened that muscle, you know how to like turn your back on it and take your mind somewhere else. So often people think that our thoughts control us. They don't. It sometimes feels that way because our thoughts happen so quickly, but our thoughts don't control us. We choose what thoughts we allow to, become a story. So we can't control the thought coming in, but we can control whether we give it attention or not. And of course, sometimes this is easier than other times, but the more practiced you are at meditation, the easier it is. And I'm not saying it's ever, totally easy, but the easier it is to do. So it's so beneficial for anyone who finds themselves like feeling worried, like lying in bed, like feeling anxious about things, stressed about things. At the end of the day, reminding ourselves that what we can control, that's worthy of our energy, our time, and our attention. What we can't control, we really just have to let go. When if we can't change it, then there's no point us ruining our own moment, our own present, by fixating on something that actually we can do nothing about. And it was Baz Luhrmann in his Sun Cream song, where he said like worrying is as helpful as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing a piece of gum. I absolutely love that line. And it is true, it's not actually changing anything. So meditation is my number one. I practice meditation every morning from 10 to 20 minutes normally. I actually have a video where I share my 3 favorite meditation apps, and I can share that video link with you as well. But it can be as simple as just setting a timer, focusing on your breath, or there are loads of great apps out there. And I also have an email series to help guide beginners to learn meditation. If you're interested in that, it's free, and I'll also put the link for that below this. So my second tip is using essential oils. So when we breathe in an aroma, it goes obviously in through the nose, and through the olfactory nerve, it goes into the brain. So our sense of smell directly impacts our brain, and particularly the limbic system of the brain, which is where a lot of our emotional parts of the brain are located. And so aroma can really powerfully support our mood, particularly using oils that are molecularly structured so as to be able to create an uplifting or a stress relieving or a calming influence over our brain. And this is, when I'm talking about essential oils, I'm talking about therapeutic grade essential oils. If you followed me, you'll know that most essential oils out there are synthetic, and that's why I represent a brand which create therapeutic essential oils which are pure plant matter. And unfortunately, most essential oils are not that. And so when we're using a therapeutic grade essential oil, all we're using is the plant, which is either being pressed or distilled to extract these incredible gifts from nature. So I love to use essential oils. I use oils in my diffuser, I use oils at bedtime, I use oils in the bath, and I definitely, wouldn't know what to do sometimes without, being able to have that quick, because it's so instant. you breathe in an oil and it so quickly is into your brain. And, you know, sometimes in the moment, we need like, you know, that quick fix. And a particularly powerful tool is something called aromatic anchoring. And that's a technique that I teach in various different courses, but it's when we breathe in an aroma and we link it to something that previously it wasn't linked to. So for example, if you breathe in lavender and you link it to sleep, then you create the association between lavender and sleep. It's a really, it's like a behavioral science where Pavlov showed that when he blew a whistle or something, the dog still would saliva when he consistently over time blown a whistle and fed them. And so the dogs learned that two things not related became related. The sound of the whistle meant food. And we can do the same. We can condition our brain. The smell of anything, but the smell of an essential oil means something that it previously wasn't linked to. So it's really, can be really powerful. The third tool that I use is exercise. So, you know, when I say exercise, most people think of like really intense exercise. It doesn't have to be. Whatever you feel like, you know, there's no point punishing yourself or pushing yourself or like making yourself do something that, you know, you really don't feel like doing. You know, sometimes we do need to move out of our comfort zone, and, you know, is there ever really, you know, really a time where, you know, we choose to get off the sofa and move our bodies? Maybe not. So perhaps it does require a little bit of discipline. But again, once you're used to receiving the benefits that exercise gives you, it is no longer really so much of a chore. It's something that you want to do because you know the rewards that are going to come from it. So exercise can be whatever you feel like. It can be going for a walk in nature, you know, getting some uphills in there as well is excellent, because then you're getting a little bit of cardio in too, which, you know, definitely helps you to feel better. It can be a YouTube video, it can be a HIIT workout, it could be Pilates, it could be yoga. So, you know, it's just, I vary things throughout the week as to, you know, really listening to my body and doing something that I feel is suitable for that day. But I do move my body every single day. And I think that yoga is particularly powerful for this. And there are reasons why, but briefly, I think mainly it's because when we're practicing yoga, we're focusing on the breath. So we have that combination of movement, and sometimes quite challenging movement, with breath and with meditation. So it's almost like a moving meditation where you're focused on the breath. You're also moving your body and opening your body. And also the poses, the asanas, they in themselves have an energy around them that helps to release like blockages that we might, you know, we carry a lot of emotions in our body. So the asanas are designed so that it helps to unlock and unblock tension and things that we might be holding onto in our body. So I also think the yoga poses in themselves are incredibly beneficial. And if you're curious about learning or experiencing yoga, I have a free 5-day yoga challenge coming up on the 1st of November. So again, I'll pop the link to join that below this video. It's 6:30 in the morning, UK time, starting on the 1st of November. It's completely free. And yeah, I'd love for you to join if you'd like to experience some of the benefits of yoga for yourself. So there are 2 other tips that I'm not going to go into because the video is already long enough, but you can find them on my blog, and I'll put the link to my blog below this video. And I really hope that you'll find it helpful to support yourself. And you know, it's really incredible what we can do to look after ourselves and how that can impact how we feel. Sometimes we feel like we're a victim to circumstances, to what's going on around us. And, you know, I understand, of course, it's easy to fall into that mentality. But again, it's asking ourselves, does thinking that way actually help me? Or, you know, can I believe that this is happening for me, that what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and that what's happening to me is actually happening for me? and that I'm learning from this experience and I'm growing from this experience, and it feels hard in the moment, but I'm gaining new knowledge, I'm gaining more understanding about myself, I'm learning new tools that to support myself, and actually maybe this experience is going to make the rest of my life a better and a different experience. So, you know, I just want you to know that I like totally hear, see and feel you if you're just feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worried. Like, I totally get you, and you know, I too have days like that. I'm sure we all do. So I'm sending you so much love. Please know that you're not alone. Get the additional support or help if you need it, but experiment with your lifestyle, because I truly, you know, truly believe that it can have such a significant impact on how you can manage with the stresses that we'll all face. So have a wonderful rest of your day or whenever you're watching this, and please reach out if you've got any questions. Hopefully I'll see you in the yoga challenge, and sending love.